Hey guys, so for today's video I'm going to be doing a little guide on how best to do what I consider Vi's most standard clear at the moment. I do think there are some other clear paths that can make sense too, but with the increased spawn time on the basic camps, I think this is going to be your best standard clear right now. The very first thing that I want to stress are the runes that I'm using in this video, which I'll show you on the screen. I've highlighted the relevant ones. This is important because using different runes may change your damage values or your attack speed, and this will change the optimal way to clear your jungle. So what I do right now when I'm testing a clear in Practice Duel is, I buy whatever jungle item in a refillable potion, I skip forward 30 seconds twice, and I enable refresh cooldowns to give myself one extra smite on the first camp to simulate a leash, and then disable it afterwards. I also put a point into W, but you should get into the habit of waiting a bit to do this since you might need to take a point into E or sometimes even Q in a level 1 fight. So the first camp for this clear is the red buff. The red buff is pretty simple. It has a longer attack range than the blue buff, which makes it hard to kite out for a short range champion like Vi, so you just stand still and auto attack it unless its health value for your last auto is getting close to 60 for a regular auto or about 130 for a denting blows proc. Here's a quick example of how you might save yourself an auto by walking a bit before turning to hit it for your last auto. I will include the damage you will deal with regular auto or denting blows proc if your denting blows armor shred is or isn't applied to the red buff as well. Now, onto the Krugs. For the Krugs, I try to immediately smite the large Krug and then auto the medium Krug while ensuring that my E connects onto the large Krug. Afterwards, I start focusing the large Krug and ensure that my second E connects onto the medium Krug as well. Once I have defeated the large Krug, I focus one of the two medium Krugs and kill the 4 small Krugs with my E, which I use as quickly as I can. Otherwise, my next blast shield won't be up in time for the Raptors. From this point on, all I have to do is finish off the Krugs while kiting them out a little bit because their movement speed is higher than mine. It's important to be precise about your initial position with the Raptors. You want to auto the small Raptor closest to the bush while angling your E to hit all of the other Raptors, and during your auto move Vi towards the large Raptor, which you focus next. Once you've applied your W twice on the large Raptor, you back out and auto another one of the small Raptors, hitting all of them again, and then finish off the last 3 Raptors using one auto on each on your way out. For the Wolves, charge up a full Q and then resist the urge to Q auto E the large wolf because in order to optimally clear the Wolves, you'll want to hold your E for a few autos. After that, you can begin to kite the Wolves out and get your last 2 autos on the small Wolves and your last 2 autos on the large wolf, and begin charging your Q for the blue buff. For the blue buff, you can start with the Q auto E, and then from then on make sure you are kiting it towards the Scuttle Crab because it will be soon spawning. The blue buff has a short attack range, so you'll be able to move away from it between hits while staying in attack range very easily. As you're finishing the blue buff, here's a cool trick you can use to save yourself one auto. Although I don't encourage using this if you aren't confident, and you need to make sure that the time is around 3:13 to 3:15 for this to be a good idea. You might also want to save yourself smite if you think the Scuttle might be contested. The final camp is the Grump. First, make sure you level up your Q with Control Q, and then hit the Grump with a fully charged Q auto E and then simply auto it down until your next Q comes up. And then, if you've seen my video on the subject, use the Q bug to get yourself another full damage Q and save yourself 1 or 2 autos as you finish it off. I want to note that during this clear you have had several important timings during which you could have diverted from this clear to apply pressure. The first one was after you finished red buff. You could have headed into the enemy jungle for an early invade at their blue buff using your Q if you suspected that they started at their red buff and decided that an invade could be a good idea. Another was after finishing your Raptors, heading to mid or maybe even ball lane for a quick level 3 gank with your Q or your Q and your flash. A less common but interesting one could also be going straight towards the enemy's red buff jungle or looking for an unexpected left side mid lane gank after your Raptors. And of course, you could have skipped or pushed the Scuttle up or down the river to prepare to pressure top lane or mid lane as well. If you've decided just to clear efficiently though, you can now recall with about 925 gold, buy whichever items you want and head back to the golems to continue clearing. I put lots of work into trying to make this video as good as I could, so I hope it was able to help you guys out with getting a handle on and optimizing this solid first clear as Vi. Let me know if you have any thoughts on this video or in general about clearing as Vi, and I hope I'll see you guys in the next videos.